Alright, that was the first geisha we've seen today. That is a Maiko. That was a lower ranking geisha. And they should be coming out in the next 15 minutes. So this is in Kyoto. This is in Japan, Kyoto, Japan. And we're in a geisha district called Gion. And in the next 15 minutes, we're going to see geisha come out and meet their customers. So this is something that a lot of tourists come here to see. It's a very rare sight to see them. We've already seen about 3. Unfortunately, some of them are so far away, I wasn't able to get a close shot, but we just saw one at the beginning. Hi, Keizo. Hey, Henry. Okay, so we've seen one, and I saw 2 other ones in the distance, so there's going to be more for sure. So geishas are entertainers, very highly skilled entertainers, and this is the best place to see them in Japan. There are about 280, I believe, or at least 10 years ago when they did a census, there was about 280 in Kyoto. I don't know about current numbers, but definitely I think amongst the geisha, this is probably the most elite of them all, the best training, the best reputation. So, and of course Kyoto is a very, very big tourist spot, so most people come out to see them. So you can see them in other places in Japan. There's many fewer geisha in Tokyo and other parts of the country, but this is number 1 here. Number 1 tourist spot, I guess you could say. There's a nice little Rolls Royce in this guy here. Not a geisha, but a nice car. We will hear. Okay, here's one, guys. Here's one. That was a Maiko. That was a Maiko. Off running to meet her customers. So most of them, they start working at 6 and they go till about 12 midnight. So now they're going off to meet their first customers. They'll be doing that throughout the night. Now is the ideal time to see them because they're all leaving at once. Throughout the night, they'll be scattered, so it's kind of harder to see them. But you can see them. Just here now is when you see them all in one big bunch. So this is the main street in Gion called Hanamiko-jidori. And throughout all the streets here, there's different little ochaya where they entertain people. And they're also based there too. So that's where you see them run out. They're running out to other maybe restaurants or wherever their customer is, and they're going to see them there. I believe a highly experienced geisha will get about $1,200 a night, $1,200 in an evening, and in a year maybe about $250,000 US they can make. So it's a pretty good living, but pretty restricted life and very, very busy. So okay, we've seen 2. There will be more. I guarantee you there will be more in the next 10-15 minutes. So. Even if we don't see any, I mean, generally this is quite a beautiful neighborhood. I love the 2-floor buildings, and there's the bamboo curtains in front of each one. most of these places are restaurants, very, very expensive ones. Some of them are invite only, and some of them are even geisha houses. Some places are just very casual restaurants too, but it's a mix of everything. So. Oh, here's one. She was off in a rush. So that's our third one today. Those are all Maikos. We haven't seen any geisha. I haven't seen any geisha in a very long time. It's always the Maiko, the lower ranking ones. So, but we will see more. I guarantee you we'll see more. Let me check the time and I'll tell you how much more. Yeah, we got about 10-15 minutes more and we'll be able to see, have a chance to see some more. So the origin of the geisha was around this area. There's a temple called Yasaka Shrine, and people from around the country came here to worship at the shrine. And because of that, there's many inns developed around this area. And as people came and stayed at the inns, they needed, they had ochaya, which are places where they serve tea. So these young girls would serve tea, and eventually these places competed against each other, and these young girls started dancing to entertain these worshipers from around the country, and those developed into geisha. That would have been in the beginning of the 18th century. So, and the tradition is still continuing. Many, not as many as there were early in the century. I don't recall the numbers, but in Kyoto there were thousands at the beginning of the 19th century. Sorry, the 20th century. But now, like I said, 10 years ago they were down to 280 when they did a census. So I think in the whole country there's about 2,800 of them, and but that number fluctuates because a lot of them will leave. No, not so busy today, Keizo. Yeah, I thought it would be because this on the 25th of each month, it's payday. So after payday, people might tend to splurge and maybe call for a geisha. But it looks like so far it's pretty quiet. Although we've seen 3 or 4, which is not too bad. I've had nights where there's 0, and then I've had some nights where there's like 17. So Saturday nights are very good. I haven't done a Friday night in a while, but it really varies. So it's hit and miss totally. I think we see one in here. Okay, one might get out of the car here. Or maybe she just got into the taxi. Yeah, she just got in, I think. Yeah, that one just got into the taxi, so we missed her. All right, I'm gonna have to go around here. This is usually the best spot right here to stand at the end of the street, and they'll come out the left or right and usually come at me here. But we've seen 3, which is not too bad. So you can hear their bells ringing on their feet sometimes, and also just hear people just saying, "Oh, one is coming." So, but it is a tourist thing to do, getting a photo of a geisha running to her customers. So. Pretty cool evening today, actually. It was very hot today. May is a perfect time of year to be in Japan, specifically in the middle of the country around here in Kyoto. I think May is probably the ideal month to come. And also October. So if you're ever thinking of coming to Japan to sightsee, I think May and October are really ideal. August is very, very hot. In this area, it can go up to 40 degrees. Hey, MJ, how's it going? And in the winter, I personally prefer the winter, January, because there's not many people here. You have the places to yourself. I wouldn't come around New Year's Eve. I don't think Japan is the best place to be New Year's Eve. Most things are closed. Restaurants, even temples, will be closed. So not much of a chance to see things. But I think at the end of January, I'm doing okay. We only seen about 3. So end of January into February, you'll have places to yourself. So really is, I think, an ideal time. I really enjoy coming here and sightseeing in February. So, okay, I said until 6 o'clock, so we still got about 5-10 minutes. So let's see what happens. Yeah, definitely have had busier nights. Like I've said, I've seen up to plus 15. Sometimes 4 of them walking together, and then sometimes we have 0 in a whole night. So I think Saturday is a better time. Saturday's is it okay? So I'm gonna go past. They could be leaving later. The thing is, it is Friday night, so that means maybe people are working a bit later, which means they might be meeting their customers a little bit later. Whereas on a Saturday, that's not the case, and they'll meet them 6 sharp. So you'll see them leave a little bit before. So Friday, maybe they might be leaving a little bit later. Guys, they'll be working until 7 or so. They start at 6, so they could meet later if they have an appointment. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna see them all at 6. So. I think so. From what I've seen too. Even if they don't come, you can appreciate the neighborhood. It's a beautiful, the way they preserved it is absolutely beautiful. I tend to focus a lot on the geisha, but and not enough on the buildings. So it's just because I've been here so many times, I don't really see it with in a new perspective. So, but I should imagine that everyone watching, it's their first time. So, but one day I'll do a scope where I just do focus on the architecture and the yeah, right, absolutely beautiful. I guess you have to try and remember when you came here the first time. Just a stunning place. So, and it's not too bad considering that Kyoto is one of the top tourist destinations. It's not that busy. May is a little bit slower actually. April is very, very busy because of the cherry blossoms, but May is actually a little bit cheaper to be here. I know people who do rent out apartments for Airbnb, and they say May is a very slow month because I think the rush of April and everyone coming for cherry blossoms, May is a little bit cheaper. And then they said that June goes back up. June, the demand goes back up, and their prices go back up. So after dark. Oh, really? I never knew you were here. I think you mentioned you were in Tokyo, MJ, but I don't remember you saying. Or were you here virtually with me? Is that what you mean? This is a Kyoto. Okay. Oh, you were in Kyoto? I never knew that. I really didn't know that. This is a geisha house here. And you can usually see them walk out or into these. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't remember you telling me about that, so. It's pretty hard for cars to navigate through here because there's so much pedestrian traffic. Oh, we just saw a geisha go down there. Damn. She was waiting. People are running. Look at all the people running. Look at all these people running. They're just chasing her. They're chasing her. They're all chasing her. That is funny. That's how slow of a night is they they all were chasing her. So that was a geisha. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I think I did another Dave Copy. Yeah, right. I did another geisha spotting a couple weeks ago, and they were swarming a car. The car couldn't move. So. I mean, you could stay here all night and watch them walking around. Well, there's one. Here's a geisha right there. Oh, she was fast. She was fast. She was a tiny little geisha. That was a geisha. She was too fast for me. They're very stealthy. They're very stealthy. Oh, here's one. Here she's coming up. There she is. There she is right there. There's another. Okay, there's a Maiko. And there's a geisha there. Beautiful yellow kimono. All right, there's two. So it was a geisha and a Maiko together. Yeah, so as I was saying, does Gion, I'm not sure of the origin of the name. I really don't know, so. The characters also, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Good question. They're going to somewhere. Yeah, those two. So this is a ochaya. This is a certified ochaya. So those were the two customers that went out and left. I don't know where they went, but they're way down there. They're still down there. You can be sure those guys are pretty wealthy. It's not a cheap hobby, that's for sure. So. Yeah, I don't know, Keizo. I'm really not sure what the origin is. So. All right. Well, that's about 15 minutes. It's a little bit more, actually. So usually I film for about 15, and we at least got a few. So anyways, thanks for coming in, guys, whoever did come in. And if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Dave in Osaka, and also on Periscope, Dave in Osaka, and Twitter, Dave in Osaka. You can follow me there. Yeah, I own his area, right? Yeah, that's right. That's true. So, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the support, and hopefully we'll see you in my next scope or my next broadcast. Take care, guys. Thanks for coming in. Good night.